Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of His Turn, Her Turn. Lauren Fix, the car coach, and I'm Paul Bryan from WLS Radio in Chicago. And Lauren, it seems like if we're driving something from Land Rover, we're going to be someplace interesting, whether it's Central America, whether it's Death Valley, and you need to work the other end of the continuum. And we had the heat, now we get the cold. Welcome to Iceland.
Honestly, the heat's sounding really good right now. I've got my heated gloves. I am freezing. And you know, being from Buffalo, you think you'd be good at the ice, but I tell you what, testing the limits of a car like this, you have to do it in extremes.
Today we've got the new Discovery Sport, and this is what we've been testing for a couple of days in Iceland. I believe that these vehicles give people the capability of doing things that they don't necessarily do every day, but it gives you the capabilities of doing it if you want to.
That's true, but most people, let's face it, you buy a great vehicle like a Land Rover and you go to the grocery store, the soccer match, the mall, and in your garage.
But if you live in Reykjavik, Iceland, you might have to cross a river where you've got to go through 2 feet of water at least.
Well, we just did that.
And it was great fun. As we're driving in the Icelandic countryside now, we've been up in the snow, we've been down by the water and everything. The sun is just peeking over the mountains right now, and it's 11:45 in the morning. A lot of people call, and they call it, the land of fire and ice, and I'd like to amend that to say that, at least in this Range Rover, this is the land of fire, and boy, is this nice. Because you're able to come to a climate like this with a terrain that really challenges what the car needs to deliver, and it delivers it in every aspect. Let's talk about the topography of the car itself. In the first row, normal seating. The second row is kicked up about 2 inches, and then if you opt to get the third row, that kicks up as well. So you get what they call stadium seating inside. You can adjust those electronically if you like, and if you flip them down, the storage really becomes very, very usable. This is a gas engine. We haven't seen any indication that they're going to go diesel, but I'm guessing that at some point they might in the United States. But for the time being, 21, 28 are the numbers on EPA, with a combined of 23 on this. They've made this to a 9-speed ZF transmission. The monitoring in the system has been kicked up as well to where it now monitors what's going on between the car and the road over 100 times per second. It's really taking care of watching out for you. I've said this before. These cars take average drivers and turn them into way above average capabilities.
Although most of us probably don't drive across frozen tundra every day, it's nice to have something that has capability and really can do anything, off-road, on-road. This Land Rover has the ability to go through 2 feet of water, steep inclines, declines, and then one thing that I noticed is how tight it handles and how specific it is. For those people that drive German cars, you're used to that type of handling, and it definitely comes through here on Land Rover. Like their other vehicles, they really have the ability to go above and beyond. So if you've got an unplowed roadway and you're thinking, what am I going to do? The town hasn't been by to snowplow my road. Maybe a Land Rover might be the answer. You put your foot in it on ice and there's nothing between the tire and the roadway other than frozen water. Most cars are going to step out. You're going to feel that loss of grip. You don't find that on this vehicle. It senses the lack of traction, and the stability and traction control actually function in a way that before you can steer into the skid, it's already corrected for it. And that's really a confident feeling.
One of the other things in terms of confidence in ownership is, am I going to have a problem with it? Well, the people are voting with their wallets right now, because sales for Range Rover and Land Rover products have been up substantially over the year. And what's even more important is that initial quality surveys from J.D. Power kicked way up for Range Rover. It's a remarkably good story for them to tell in people who are owning them.
One highlight that really just made me kind of smile was the glass roof is amazing. And most times when you say, oh, I ordered a panoramic roof in my vehicle, there's a bar in between. Most people don't open it. Maybe you crack it every once in a while to get some fresh air in. But it's a solid glass roof. So you get the outside coming in. So it gives you bright light. It gives you the ability to see the stars, which was really nice. But it also makes you feel, and it is true, that there's less blind spots. So from a visibility standpoint, that is really a critical factor. And I keep saying that when you're looking at buying a new vehicle, it's got to be seating comfort, which has multiple adjustables, both sides, driver, passenger, lumbar seats, heated rear seats, and tons of outlets, which I really love about this car. But also visibility, and this has got great visibility. I think the only limiting is, the rear, going out the rear hatch, it's going to be restricted no matter what. But as far as being able to see around you, cars in your blind spot, you definitely have that. Plus, of course, it's part of the safety features in this Land Rover. As to be expected, a premium sound system, and of course, everything is nice and clean. And I have to say, the soft surfaces, the fresh stitching, they did a nice job. Well done on the redesign.
Its style has changed. The boxiness of it has gone away.
Thank goodness.
There's a lot more curve appeal to it than there used to be, without it losing its character.
Right, and if you've seen the Range Rover Evoque, I see this as just being a slightly larger version of that. It's got that same kind of look, that same styling, which I really like. Sleeker and sexier looking, which you usually don't say Land Rover and sexy in the same sentence.
I don't know, I kind of do. The sexy part is what you are able to do with it.
You look at its competition, the Audi Q5, believe it or not, they say the Kia Sorento, the Mercedes GLA or GLK, depending on what price point you're looking at, and the BMW X3. Honestly, I wouldn't take any of the competition through 2 feet of water. I don't think I'd want to take it on icy roads like here in Iceland. But this really proved itself. Watching that car literally take charge, react quicker than you can react, and we're both race car drivers. This vehicle corrected before you could even think that fast.
And it's very, very precise in the way that it handles as well. If you point it there, it's going there. Yeah. There are 4 different drive settings that you can set it for, everything from dry roads to mud and ruts.
Right, and hill descent.
And hill descent.
Which we used yesterday in the darkness of total, 7 feet of snow?
Yeah.
For those people that are into camping and hiking and have family things to do and want to have one vehicle that literally meets most people's lifestyles, entering at $37,000 gets a lot of entry-level people that have first jobs, they've got kids. This is a great family vehicle.
You're in a Land Rover. You're at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, I mean, you pull up at a country club with that, or you go out with your girlfriends for coffee. Of course, you wouldn't probably do that. Go with my girlfriends for coffee, and what are you driving?
Go with your girlfriends for coffee.
You pull up and they go, what are you driving today? Oh, I've got a Land Rover. You have a Land Rover? That's like, wow.
All right, so we're going to show you some other stuff. We hope that you've enjoyed this. Check us out. I'm on WLSAM.com. You can find me there, or on Facebook. I tweet at @VPaulBryant.
I am Lauren Fix, the car coach. You can follow me on Twitter at Lauren Fix. You can also go to my website, laurenfix.com. You can sign up for the newsletter, and please check out the other YouTube videos, the His Turn, Her Turns we've done. And we love your comments below. Feel free to discuss, as they say. Thanks for watching.
Thanks so much.